Hello there, and welcome back to Total Sports with Ali and Sam. Just a big thank you to start off with if you joined us for our live stream. We had some good figures on that one, didn't we, Ali?
Yeah, I mean, I was, even though I weren't there, I was watching it, and yeah, you did a great job, Sam. Well
I appreciate it, and the 10,000 other people that watched us was also good
done.
as well. So you are joining us here for our Nation League predictions. So we're going to go straight into it, Ali. This Thursday, first game of the Nations League is one of the home nations. We're going to be looking at Northern Ireland versus Luxembourg.
Yeah, I don't want to sound too negative, but this is one of the games where you won't be tuning in to watch. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, out of all the games that are on, this is definitely not one that's going to be watched, is it? And I know very little about both teams, to be honest. I know Northern Ireland have got some potentially very good players. Bailey, Peacock Farrell, that used to be at Leeds. I think there's a couple of Rangers players in there as well, Ali, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a few, but non notable. But they're there. They're in the squad, so it's fine. I'll be watching on. But no, there's also Conor Bradley from Liverpool, so he'll do well in the Northern Ireland show, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you've also got that really good central midfielder from Sheffield Wednesday. His name goes out my brain, but he's a very, very good player. Saw a lot of him when Leeds played Sheffield Wednesday the other day.
Yeah, Sam. So that's just there's no mess about. What is your prediction?
Yeah, let's get straight into it. Off camera, we kind of had a chat in regards to this, and we kind of said that most Nation League games get a goal. So I am going to be on the fence, down the wire, going 1-1.
Oh, really? Well, I'm going to go similar, but I'm going to go winner. I'm going 2-1 Northern Ireland. So,
Oh, home nations win then, yeah?
yeah, I mean, Luxembourg aren't great. Like, I just think Northern Ireland will have that edge. They've got Dion Charles as well. Conor
Oh, yeah.
Bradley's Conor Bradley's going to be bombing down that right wing. So, I just think they'll nick it.
And it is in Northern Ireland as well. So home advantage and all that probably is going to help them out there.
Yeah, the crowd will be the 12th man. We keep saying it every single week we do these predictions.
That old
But
cliche, isn't it? But it certainly works. It is what it is. You do get a lot from your home fans.
the next game is going to be a big one, Sam, isn't it? It's Portugal versus Croatia.
Oh goodness me! It's one of those ones that you're definitely going to tune in to see on Thursday compared to some of the other games in the
Yeah.
Nations League. Um, big game, as we just said. So Portugal got some big stars. Do you think the man himself will be playing?
That's a tough one, isn't it? But I think he will. I think until he retires, he will start every game.
Hmm.
Even though they do have the likes of like João Felix and like Liao, I do think because he can play both, he can play up top and can play left wing. So,
Yeah,
but I do think until he retires, it's a no-brainer, surely.
yeah, I totally agree with you. As much as he's an old man now, he's still got the skills that are required, and I think he is their 12th man, isn't he? Rather than the crowd at Portugal, Ronaldo is the 12th man, the 13th
Yeah,
man, the 14th man, and the 15th man. He's the one that, for me, he's the fire in the belly for Portugal. I think when he retires from Portuguese internationals, they're going to struggle. I can just see it happening.
you think?
Mm, I think he's just that man that he's got that experience, and that's that. You can't buy experience, can you? You just can't buy
No,
it.
never. Like you've seen it with even like our level football experience is massive.
Oh,
And like if you
100%.
know how if you know how to play it, if you played at this level for so long and you score, he is the best player in the world, like alongside Messi. So it is a no brainer whether it's not a question of does Ronaldo play? He definitely does, but it's who they play around him. Will Bruno play?
I think it's more a question of how long he plays, because obviously at a certain age your legs start to go, and I think we kind of saw that in the Euros, didn't we, with Ronaldo? That his marginally his legs are going, the pace is going, but you kind of expect that at that age. Looking at experience, though, Ali, we look at Croatia, the main man Luka Modric.
Yeah. Well, I think is he going to be playing? I don't
I
know.
don't, I don't know. It's just a standard one, isn't it? Every time you say the words Portugal and every time you say the word Croatia, you associate that with Ronaldo and Modric, don't you?
Obviously know each other very well from his time at Madrid. But I do think it is just. I think Portugal are just too strong to go against, and I do just see how Portugal win. You're seeing these results. Yeah, Ronaldo didn't score in the Euros, but I think I think it is. Portugal are just too good, and they create so many chances that anyone can score.
Do you think this is going to be a trophy that he wants to win? So he's probably not going to make it to the next World Cup or the Euros, possibly. So the Nations League is another trophy to his Arsenal, is it not?
Yeah, and you've got to think if he's not going to make it to the next World Cup or he's not going to make it to the next Euro, surely he wants this to be his last. Well, he doesn't want this to be his last competition, but he wants to win at least one of his last few.
Yeah, it's nice to finish on top, isn't it? Really, it'd be a nice way for him to bow out of international duty with a trophy.
Well, yeah, exactly. So Sam, what is your prediction for this game?
Oh, I've got goals, goals, goals in this one, Ali. I think. I just think it's going to be the watch of the day, if I'm truthfully honest with you. So I'm going to go 3-1 Portugal, and I'm going to say Ronaldo scores.
I can see it. I mean, I'm I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm not going the opposite way. I'm going with the Portugal win, but I don't know if Croatia will score.
Oh,
I've been debating that the last sort of 5-10 minutes. I'm like, Portugal are so good defensively. They've obviously got Diaz. Their keepers are like what Jose Sá, Lopez, and the other one. But
yeah,
I
just
do,
high levels of quality, isn't it?
yeah, and I do think they are just that good. And I'm gonna say 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 2-0 Portugal.
2-0 Portugal.
Yeah, because I just think yeah, Croatia can score a goal. We know that, but Portugal's defense is just next level, isn't it?
I tend to agree with you. I tend to agree with you. Before we move on to the next game of the day, if you are liking our content, please like and subscribe and hit the notifications button. It takes 2 seconds, it's free, and it would really help us out being a smaller channel to help us grow. And the last game that we are looking at on the Thursday fixtures is one that's got Ali's interest, is Scotland versus Poland. What do you feel on this one, Ali?
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm half Scottish. I know what it's like. I know the pain of Euros. I felt the highs and lows of the Euros. It was sort of mixed emotions for me when England won because I knew when England got to the final. I knew that yeah they've got to the final, but Scotland got knocked out in the group stages. So it's one of them ones.
Yeah, but the Tartan Army were incredible, weren't they, when we were in Germany? Like, they were just everywhere. They're just loud, funny, and were well happy to have a chat and a picture with us, weren't they?
Well, yeah, and I remember you saying, "Oh, will there be any Scotland fans?"
Will they
Because
be
everyone will.
left?
Yeah, and I what did I say to you? I said there will be because they are just enjoy the weather because they don't really get it in Scotland.
And they definitely were out there in their numbers. Um, so just a little touch on what you just said to me off screen there. Scotland's midfield has now moved to Syria.
Yeah, Scott McTominay and Billy Gilmore have both moved to Napoli, so I'm excited to see what they do in a different league.
Yeah, it's certainly one where foreign players, well, sorry, home-based players moving to a foreign country, it certainly shows what their stones are, basically, doesn't it? Because you're away from home, different setting, different pace of league, and it'll just see how good McTominay is because he does get a lot of bad press, doesn't he, at Man United?
Yeah, he undeserved or he gets a lot, but you can't really say as a United fan he's been putting in the performances that deserve credit. Really, he's been coming off the bench and doing a job. But I think that's what all United fans expect.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, where if he's moving to Syria, you'd like to hope that he gets a bit more starts, and that'll only benefit Scotland in the long run, won't it?
Well, yeah, he's I don't want to say it, but he is our goal threat when going forward
And
from
you've got
free
John McGinn
kicks.
as well, haven't you? So he's a goal threat too.
Well, yeah, but I'd say McTominay is more an in the box sort of can create something out of nothing. I know, but I can't. I know he won't be able to. He didn't do that for United, but for Scotland, he seems like a different player.
Yeah, you get players like that, though, don't you? Just like Gerrard, who was absolutely outstanding for Liverpool, but didn't quite cut it for England.
Was
Looking at the
the
opposition, Ali, Poland, strong side that we know quite a lot about, but they also have a big talisman, don't they? And I presume you and the Scottish defenders are pretty nervous about him being on the field.
Well, yeah, everyone knows who it is. It's Lewandowski, isn't it? It's the man that can score any chance. If the ball's at his feet, you know it's going in the back of the net or it's going to create a chance.
Do you think he's a
It's,
little bit undervalued by people that like football? So obviously everyone's talking point is obviously always Messi or Ronaldo as the best players. Would you put Lewandowski in that kind of echelon of player?
I wouldn't say he's that type of. I wouldn't say he's like a Messi or Ronaldo, but I'd say he's up there with the Luis Suarez. I would
Yeah,
say like
goals
he's
galore, isn't he?
yeah. You can't deny how many goals Lewandowski has scored in different leagues as well.
Mm.
He's done it in Bundesliga and he's done it in La Liga with Barca. So it'd be interesting. This game will be interesting. It'll be. I'm worried for Scotland's defence. We saw it in the Euros. You
Yeah,
know full well as well. You know a Scotland defender for Leeds as well. And I
yeah.
mean,
Oh, he's gone now. He's gone. He's moved away from
where's he
Leeds,
gone?
but yeah, he's gone to Hull now. But I'm with you, mate. As a neutral in this game compared to yourself, I do feel that Scotland's defence are going to let them down in this instance. It's hard enough dealing with certain players in the world, but you're dealing with a different level with Lewandowski, and I just don't think, with all due respect to Scotland, I just don't think they've got enough to deal with him, enough to cope. So let's look at our predictions. I'm going to start with you, Ali, because you've got the vested interest in this game. So what
Yeah,
are you
well,
saying?
I haven't in any of our predictions. I've not backed down from backing my own team. So I'm gonna say we're getting something out of this game, but I don't think it'll be 3 points. I think it'll be 1-1.
One
What about
all.
you? I
One
think I
all.
think it'll be 1-0. Yeah. What about you?
I don't want to break Scottish hearts here, but I've got a feeling it's going to be 3-0 to Poland.
Really? That
I
that much?
I think after your performances at the Euros, it was lovely to see you guys at the Euros. It was good for you to be there. Nice experience, but
Yeah.
you're just not as good as Poland. It's that simple. If you compared it to a Premier League clash, I'd be putting Poland as like a mid to higher league table. And with all due respect, without sounding rude, I'd put Scotland as a struggling side near the bottom in comparison. So for me, yeah, the 3-0 is very much warranted.
But we we saw it with Poland as well. Like Poland don't score many. Like they don't really create much that isn't Lewandowski. And if Lewandowski isn't firing, then this game could be whatever.
It could, but again, with all due respect to Scotland, I just don't think you've got enough. But I don't think my nation will have enough against some other teams, the nation that I support. So, but we'll get to that further down the line.
And it's another big game, Sam, isn't it? France versus Italy on the Friday.
Yeah, if as games go, it's similar to the Portugal Croatia game, isn't it? It's certainly one that I'd like to watch, to be honest with you. With France and Mbappe just being a Real Madrid, not really cutting too much of a mustard there at the minute, is he?
He scored, didn't he? He scored in this on his debut, and I think he scored again. I think it was this weekend. I want to say.
Yeah, but my expectations of Mbappe are massively high. If you're on big dollar and you're going to a big club, I'm expecting 2, 3, 4 goals a game, mate. If I'm honest, especially with the amount of money he's on.
Well, yeah, but you've also got to take into consideration like the adaptation from France to France to Spain. It it can have an impact, but I do think he will come good as the season progresses.
So obviously France have got so many big names. We could be here. We could be here till 10 o'clock tonight, rooting through all these big names that France have got, and the same with the oppositions, like squad list Italy.
Yeah, some big names in there in that France squad now. I do think they are really a really well put together squad. Not only can they score goals, but they can also stop them. And that midfield of Chouameni, Camavinga, uh,
It's,
Kante,
it's just
it's
outrageous, isn't it?
yeah, it's like the Real Madrid squad, isn't it? It's like there's so much depth in each position. They can rotate, and Man City is like Man City and Real Madrid are basically the club version of France. They've got
Yeah,
so many options for so many positions. It's a joke.
and obviously we saw that during the Euros, didn't we? How good they were there. Um, big story with Italy is that Chiesa has gone to Liverpool. Did you see his sign-on photo? I saw a little caption underneath and it killed me. A little quote of the day. It said, in the picture, it looks like he's left the cooker on at home in Italy because he looks so like, didn't he? I loved
Yeah,
it.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, and I don't. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't think Italy are that good.
Wow. Wow. Where did that come from? Says the Man United, Rangers, and Scotland fan.
I Yeah, honestly, I've seen them at a few tournaments, and I don't think they were that good when they won it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think in that Euros they were
Sounds
at it.
sounds a bit sore, that Ali, doesn't it? But
Well, yeah, but
let's
of
move on
course,
past
but
your soreness and let's go straight into the big ticket things here, shall we? Should we go for
yeah,
our
go on then.
predictions?
Yeah, I can do. What do you
So,
think?
I think you're right, but not to the extent that you think you're right.
Okay,
I think Italy are not quite as good as people seem to think, but I don't think they're as bad as you seem to think. But I am going to go 1-0 France.
that low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I think I am gonna go 3-1 France.
Ooh,
I
I'd be
think,
really interested to see which one of us got that right when we have a look at the predictions again.
and I do. I think people are. I think Griezmann is underrated.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
I I think he might not be that good for Athletic. He might be good for Athletic though, but I don't watch Spanish football.
Mm.
But I think for France he's a different animal. And I do think I'm gonna put it out there, I think he was one of the best players in the Euros. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
he's
I
very
was
for me. He's very similar to not in style of play, but another underrated striker that France had for a very long time, Giroud.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those ones that goes under the radar somewhat, but is actually one of their best players by a country mile.
And you think like that Thuram from Inter Milan. I think
Mm.
he's very good as well. And I think France have so much going forward that Italy's defence ultimately won't be able to keep them out for much longer. But will they score the amount of goals? I think possibly,
We shall
but
see.
yeah, we shall see.
And the other game of note on Friday night, Ali, is another home nation. So we've got Wales versus Turkey.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a close game. I Wales under Craig Bellamy been been impressed,
Yeah,
and
it's a
I
good
do.
transition period for them, isn't it, under Craig Bellamy?
Yeah, and I do think Wales have some decent players. They have obviously Kiefer Moore. He's for that Wales team. If he was Scottish, I'd be delighted
I'd be happy
because
if he was Irish, to be honest.
that's what I mean. Like we look at these like not very good players in the Prem that haven't been able to shine, but then for their country, they're really good because their country is worse than them. Let's be honest. Their players around them are
it's
less
a
brilliant than
it's a
them.
setup that suits him, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think both teams will score in this game. I'm going to be honest.
I don't think the Turks are going to have too much to offer. Truthfully, with you, I don't think. I think it's one of those games that there's not too much to talk about. I think Wales are what they are. They're in that transition period, as we just identified. I think they're working really well. So let's just go straight into the predictions on this one, I reckon, Ali. So what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm going to say let's keep it quick and simple. I'm going to say 1-0. I
One
think
all.
Yeah, I think both teams will score,
Mm.
but I think that it'll be a game of chances. I
Yeah,
think this could
I
easily
agree with you.
this could easily be 1-0 either team or 1-0 or even 0-0. But I just think both teams will score.
I think personally it's going to be a game of set pieces. I think there's going to be little from open play. I think it's all going to come from corners and free kicks. And Wales are pretty decent at both of those. So I'm going to go 2-1 Wales.
Oh, I've got a question for you.
Go
Who do
on.
you reckon? How do you reckon Hakan Çalhanoğlu will play for
Uh,
Turkey?
Good player. Very, very good player. If they get him on the ball, that's where Turkey's goal will come from. His passing is second to none, isn't it, for a player of that standard from that country? But the Welsh have just got a little bit more. Craig Bellamy will not, and I repeat, not settle for rubbish football. Didn't he turn on one of his own players when he was playing for Newcastle?
Probably. It sounds
Um,
like what Bellamy would do.
yeah, as managers go, he is a manager that I would not like to play football for.
It's
Imagine how
like
many fights are in that dressing room, and that's just with the manager.
well, it's like Troy Deeney, isn't it? When he tried to be a manager at Forest Green.
Absolute silly sausaging. And Ali, we move on to Saturday's games, and it is the be all and end all of Nations League football for both of us, Ali. Finally,
Yeah,
finally, my team is playing your team, and we will be going live on YouTube for this game. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications for that one, because there's going to be goals galore in this one. And I think this is the one where me and Ali don't talk to each other for a couple of days after. What do you say, Ali?
yeah. That's why we're pre-recording all this because after Saturday, it could get a bit spicy, especially if Ireland beat England.
It's when they beat England, Alistair,
If
when they beat England.
massively.
Well, obviously, you texted me the other day and told me some very important information about the England squad. What did you text me, Ali?
Said Cole Palmer, Ollie Watkins, and Phil Foden have all withdrew from the England squad, which was a surprise to me. I'm not going to lie.
And what was my reply to you on that one, Ali?
Get in there. I think
Get
you
in
said.
there, get in
I
there.
think,
This will put us in the bag, I feel. So I'm sure some of you guys that are watching might have seen that Shay Given text Jack Grealish this week, and told him basically, "Don't think the home fans are going to like you, son." Um, I've got this horrible feeling, and I'm not sticking up for Irish people, but I think he's going to get pelted with lighters, coins, anything that's actually physically throwable. I think Jack Grealish is going to get it as soon as he takes a corner.
do you reckon he plays? Do you reckon he starts?
Um, I think it's the only way you can play Jack Grealish in this fixture. I feel he's one of those players that enjoys all that stuff on his shoulders. He enjoys that fact. Like, look at that game when it was Villa versus Birmingham. Didn't he get punched by a fan?
Yeah,
And he still took it on the chin. And didn't he score two after that, or maybe got a
I
couple of
think he's the
assists?
winner. I think he got the winner.
Yeah. So as
Um,
much as I bloody hate Jack Grealish, I feel in this game he is the game changer for me.
I do, and I do. I tend to agree with you. I think he does. He does start, and he does love the pressure. And let's not brush past the fact that this is Carl's first game in charge.
It is, it is. But as I rightly told you the other day, he has played over 40 games for Ireland, Danny. So maybe, just maybe, it's an undercover agent trying to get rid of you English lads out the Nations League, which would suit me down to the ground.
Well, yeah. Let's touch on the fact where it is as well. It's
It
in Ireland, isn't it?
it is in Dublin, and I think we've got a decent enough record in Dublin at the current time. Maybe not quite a winning record, but we've certainly got a decent record. Um, but it is that big that I feel for this one, all bets are off. I feel it's like Man United versus Liverpool, Man City, Man United, all of those big like
England,
Rangers,
Scotland,
Celtic, yeah,
England,
England,
Scotland.
Scotland. I just don't think form and ability of players comes into play in big games like this. I just don't. I think it's a case of nation's pride. That's the way I'm going to put it to you. Nation's pride. If Ireland, like I've been saying to you that obviously I want Ireland to win. I think Ireland are going to win. But if Ireland come away with a 1-0 loss, that's a win for Ireland, mate.
Yeah, and I think I think it'll be more than 1-0. I'm gonna put it straight out there. I think although no Cole Palmer, no Phil Foden, no Ollie Watkins does hurt England. You saw what Watkins did late on in the tournament at the Euros, and you saw Cole Palmer what he's done at Chelsea this season and last season. I think Phil Foden played a year as well last season as well. I do think it's ultimately going to hurt England, and although I do think England will still win this game, it has affected my prediction.
Well, let's hear your prediction before I totally blow your prediction out the water with my prediction.
I'm going to go 2-0 England.
2-0 England.
I
Okay.
don't think I know score. I'm going to be honest with you because
Okay.
I just think,
Go on.
I do think that it's who pairs Maguire really in it. Like who will pair Harry Maguire? Because we all know that Harry Maguire will play. No matter how he plays for United, he will play.
I'm counting on the fact, Ali. I'm counting on the fact he'll play because I think he's rubbish.
I think he will.
I'm going to be big and brave. I thought about a 1-1. I'm not having that. I'm going 2-1 Ireland from a set piece. I totally think that we are so dangerous on set pieces, and that's all we have to offer. As much as I love Ireland and Ida, the striker that was at Celtic last season on loan, don't think he's better than any championship level. And I'd be foolish to think that he's the out and out striker that's going to score these goals. I think it's going to come from set pieces, and I think it's going to be your man that's just moved to Everton.
I think I don't know. I don't just if we can stop your set pieces, what do Ireland have that isn't a set piece? How much will do you think Ireland will create on the night?
Absolutely nothing. I'll be really truthful. I think, as I said, if you shut down our set pieces, we're in trouble. But I think our set pieces, are good enough to cause you problems. And I just think, for me, with no Cole Palmer's the future of England. I'm going to stick my hat on that one. He is the future of England. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans basically saying they wouldn't swap him for anybody else in the world, and that's a bold claim.
Well, not even like Mbappe or like anyone like that. That shocks me because although he's good, is he on the level of an Mbappe or a Neymar or
I
anyone like
I
that?
don't think he'll ever get there, but I think he's going to be one of the better players in the Premier League in the next couple of years, and he'll stay at that level for some time.
And Sam, the next game on Saturday is a Euro 2024 rematch. It's Germany versus Hungary. How do you see this game going?
I don't think it'll be any different to the result in the summer. If I'm truthfully honest, I think Germany are just so good. Look at Musiala. Like, England have missed a trick there with him, haven't they? Big style.
Yeah, I think if he would have played for England, him and Bellingham would have been mustard.
You'd have
Would
won
have
the
been so
tournament.
good.
You'd have won the tournament because they've been mates for some time, haven't they? Didn't they come through the ranks with England together from like under 14s and above,
Yeah,
something like that, wasn't it?
I think they shared a room as well when they were younger as well, and they are best mates. They both played in Germany,
So
and
there you go. There's your difference there. Do you think Hungary have got anything in the locker?
no, apart from Szoboszlai, I'm going to be honest,
Yeah,
and
but
I think
he didn't really set the Euros on fire, did he?
he didn't, but he has started the season well. I don't think we can argue with that, and I think it'll be 2-0 again. I don't see any difference.
Do you know what? This is the first time in this podcast episode that I am going to agree with you, Ali. I'm going to go with the same score as yourself.
And I think let's move on to Sunday's games.
So we move on to the Sunday fixtures. A couple to touch on here, but we're going to start off with Bulgaria versus Northern Ireland. What are your thoughts, Ali?
Yeah, I see this as a draw. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't know enough about both teams, and when I see them play, I don't see them both scoring many goals. So
You know,
I
we
do
said earlier
think,
that we think all teams are going to score in the Nations League. Yeah. The only player that I really stands out for me for Bulgaria is Gruev, the one that's at Leeds, because he's done well for Leeds in the last couple of seasons. But I'm going to throw it out there that I think this is going to be a bore draw 0-0.
I'm gonna not back a home nation. I'm gonna go slightly different to you. I'm going 1-0 Bulgaria.
I don't blame you. I could see where you're going from that. I just think Northern Ireland, as we've previously discussed, are a poor side.
Yeah, and I do think one team will nick it. There is not many 0-0 draws you see in international football. Both teams sort of just go for it in
Yeah,
these sort of games, and it'll be a close game, and it's either a 0-0 or a 1-0 or a 1-0 either side. I don't see any more than 3 goals this game. So Sam, another big game for me, isn't it? It's Scotland's second game of the Nations League, and it's against Portugal.
a big game
And
for you. If I ever thought Ireland were going to get something off England, I would have very, 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 very little that Scotland are going to get absolutely anything from this game. What do you think?
yeah, I tend to agree with you. I don't normally knock back a team I support, but I think
This is the
we've
first
we've
time
already
ever, before you go into that prediction, because I think I know where that prediction's going. This is the first time ever in all the podcasts we've ever recorded together, Ali, that you have gone against your own team.
I don't think I can do it. I really don't. So my hope is a 2-1 Scotland, but my hope is a 2-1 Scotland, but my actual prediction is 3-0 Portugal. I do. It's a tough one. We've already spoken about Portugal's quality, and we've already spoken about Scotland's defensive.
Lack of
Uh,
quality.
yeah, well, that's one way to put it. And I just think this could be. I've gone three as like a benchmark. I'd take 3-0 against Portugal. I think this might be 4 or 5, but I've gone 3-0 to soften the blow a bit for me.
Yeah, I can see Liao just dancing down the wing, past is it Porteous, that fellow that got sent off in the Euros,
Yeah.
dancing past him. I think there might be a card in this one saying about the Euros. I've got a feeling that Scotland will get so frustrated with Portugal that somebody will get sent off. I
You
can
think
give you a
someone's got?
whole I can give you a whole host of names who I think is going to get sent off. Scott McTominay, John McGinn, Porteous, maybe a goalkeeper for something stupid.
I can't. I think. I think it'll be. I do think it'll be a card game. I do. I think Scotland will get 3 or 4. Where's this game being held, Sam?
Portugal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Never mind. I was going to talk about the 12th man again, but
There is no 12th man here. The Tartan Army are just going for the sun and
never
the beers,
mind.
mate. So what's your prediction? Sorry, Ali.
Yeah, I'm going. You know what? I said 3-0. I'm going 4-0 Portugal.
4-0 Portugal.
No,
Okay.
3-0. 3-0. I'm going 3-0 Portugal.
3-0. I'm glad you said 3-0 because I was going to go 4-0 Portugal. So I'm glad you
Okay.
kind of went down. So yeah, 4-0 for Portugal from me and 3-0 for Portugal for you.
Yeah.
And we move on to Monday, and this is the second kind of round of the fixtures here, if it hasn't been already. Standout fixture for the day is France versus Belgium, Ali.
Yeah, and we've said loads on France's quality, haven't we? And we know what they're capable of. But then again, on the flip side, we know what Belgium are capable of. Lukaku, De Bruyne, Trossard. And I think that's
Courtois.
Courtois, and I think that's one of a few names. There are a couple of a few names that are good for Belgium, but I can only see this going one way, and that's to France. What about you?
I'm going to be mad controversial. I think this is going to be a draw, but I think
See
it's going
it.
to be a score draw, and I think it's going to be 2-2.
See, when you said draw, I was like 2 because I didn't see it being 1 because there's more goals in this game.
Is this the first time in today's podcast that we're actually agreeing on something, Ali?
Is it going to be 2 though? That's the no. It's not going to be 2. It's going to be 2-1. It's going to be 2-1 France.
2-1 France.
Yeah, I do think France's
And
ability
Mbappe
is
getting them.
Mbappe and Griezmann.
Oh,
I spoke about Griezmann on this podcast, and I do think he's that good. So Sam, it's another close game, isn't it? It's Montenegro versus Wales. We've already spoken about Wales under Craig Bellamy. How do you see
yeah.
this game going?
I think this is a short, sharp Welsh win. I see Montenegro are a fair side, but I think Wales have just got that little bit more quality than Montenegro have got.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I do only see this being a Wales win, but it is important to touch on that this is in Montenegro. So will they be looking to cause an upset?
Yeah, I could see how you would think that happened, but as I said before, I just think Wales, as we've discussed with the players that we said they've got, have just got that little bit more. And Wales have got to take their chances. If they're trying to get 3 points in the Nations League, if I was Craig Bellamy, this is one of the fixtures I'll be looking at saying, come on, boys, let's go for this one.
Yeah, 100%, and especially as they play Turkey earlier in match day one.
Mm.
You tend to think if you get 1 point out of Turkey, it's great, but this is a game where you'll be looking at and saying have to get 3 points here. Montenegro are probably there for the taking. Let's be honest. I don't think they have that much to give. And yeah, I'm gonna go with 1-0 Wales. What about you?
As you said that, I thought, crikey, he's gone for my prediction. So I'm going to have to step it up and I'm going to have to go 2-0 Wales, I think. I just think they've got goal scoring threat. They've got enough to just get over the line for this one. So 2-0 there for me.
Yeah, we can agree if you want.
I don't like agreeing with you, Ali, because it makes you feel good. So no chance. I'm going 2-0. And there always has to be a winner because we always know, Ali, in life, there's always a winner and a loser. And I always win. So let's go 2-0 on that one. And we move on to the last set of fixtures in the Nations League, Ali, on the Tuesday night. Big one for England. An easy 3 points for you here at Wembley against Finland.
Well, you'd hope so, but sometimes England don't always impress at Wembley, do they? We've seen it over the years where England have expected to win and don't.
I get where you're coming from, but it pains me to say it. England have got this one in the bag. I think this is going to be an absolutely one-sided affair. I think when we look at the game after, I think the possession for both sides is going to be very, very heavy-handed to England.
70-30.
I'd go a little bit higher. I think 75-25. I just don't think Finland have got enough to hold on to the ball, especially with the quality and strength in depth of we've got in the England squad. I'm going to throw it straight out there. I'm going to go for a big prediction. I'm going to go 3-0 England.
See, I think England. I think Finland score. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm gonna remember Finland have got Timo Pukki.
Yeah, I think he's old hat, mate. I think as soon as he left Norwich, I don't think he had enough left because he did well at Celtic, didn't he?
But he does seem to score. He does seem to score. And
actually, I think he's the top goal scorer of all time for Finland, isn't he?
I think so. So that's you got to think it means something. He is goal scorer for Finland. We're talking about Kiefer Moore for Wales. This is Finland's Kiefer Moore.
Well, yeah. So, what's your prediction? Sorry, Ali.
I was tossing between 2-1 and 3-1, and I think I'm going to go with 3-1.
And we move on to our next fixture, which is the Republic of Ireland versus Greece. But just before we go on to that, me and Ali Ali and myself are both going to be live on Saturday night for Republic of Ireland versus England. Moving back to the Republic game against Greece, what are your thoughts, Ali?
Yeah, well, we won't know how. We would have known the result by now and by this game, and I think this is going to be a close game. I don't see a winner. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, goodness me.
I don't see a winner. I think, although it's at Ireland, I don't know if Ireland will have that cutting edge. And like you say earlier, if Greece cut out set pieces because they are quite a tall team.
Yeah.
Will you create anything?
I think this is the game where Ada is going to answer Ireland's call. He's going to bang in one from distance and shut my mouth for the rest of the season. I do think you're right, though. I do think it's one of those sides where, take the England game out of the equation, Greece are probably on the same level as us, I would suggest. It is going to be a tough game, and you're right. If Greece cut out our set pieces, we could be in trouble. But I'm going to be big, bold, and brave. I'm going for 1-0 Ireland.
That is bold and brave, isn't it? And I think I do see one or two goals, maybe no goals in this game.
Jeez.
But I do. It's always these games that are really close that do see both teams to score. Like you do see it, like you see, like I don't know, Luxembourg versus Armenia, and you put both these score no, and they both score. So it's.
Do you think it's time for that Greece comeback? Because obviously, many moons ago, Greece beat Portugal in the Euros, didn't they?
They did, but I don't. I see it being 1-0 either side, or a 0-0.
Come on, Ali, be big and brave. So let's hear your prediction.
I'm going to go for the first time. This predictions for me, anyway. I'm going 0-0.
0-0.
I think they're both going to cut each other out. And I do think both teams are going to create very few. I think this is going to be a game that's won or lost in the midfield, and I do think it's going to go out a lot. The ball will end out of play a lot, and it's who will take that set piece chance. And
yeah, I tend to agree with you in those senses.
You're both tall teams, and you're both quite tall teams. So you might just keep heading it out. So I am going to go 0-0 for the first time.
Nice. Just while we're there, guys, if you have liked our content here, please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications button. It only takes a couple of seconds. And of course, it is the best price in the world, being free. But thank you for joining us here on Nations League Predictions Podcast. Thanks for joining us too, Ali.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And I think after this, it's back to the Premier League predictions.
It is back to the Premier League predictions, and I want to bag myself another one of those winners graphics. So please don't forget to join us for match week 4 in the Premier League.
4 already, eh?
I know, right? It's whipping through it quickly, and it's only September.